Are the Fender American Standard still viable guitars today? This is IkeGuitar, let's do this. Guys, what's going on? IkeGuitar here. Today we're talking about the Fender American Standard, a line that has stood the test of time in Fender's catalog for a very, very long time. Now I do have a Fender American Standard with me today. This is the Fender American Standard Telecaster in black with a maple fretboard and a maple neck. So first of all, some history on the American Standard. So American Standards have been around since 1987. 2 years prior, 1985, Bill Schultz bought Fender from CBS. And the 1985s were a harkening back to some really high quality stuff that Fender made, and Bill Schultz was credited for having saved Fender during a low point in their production career. In 1987, we saw the first American Standard guitars, and it remained that way until 2016. So growing up, if you're a millennial like me, you've seen American Standards on shelves everywhere growing up, and there was a long time where they made American Standards. Now the biggest thing between an American Standard and guitars prior was that they had a thinner fingerboard, a better tailored neck that was thinner, and then also they had a better tremolo system. Now they have changed those things throughout time over the course of the 30 years that the American Standard was in production. The American Professional line took its place in 2016. So with so many American Standards circulating the used market today, are some American Standards worth buying as opposed to an American Professional 2 or an American Pro 1 guitar? So for my case, I have an American Standard from 1994. Now this guitar does sound and play really well. I really enjoy the neck feel on this. I enjoy the fretboard, and the guitar has traditional Telecaster sound. But not every generation of American Standard Telecaster or Strat are the same. Especially in the early 90s, Fender was just beginning to really dial in their polyurethane style lacquers for their fretboard. Now what I found, especially on this early 90s American Standard, is that it has a tendency to delaminate from the fretboard. Now that isn't a deal breaker for most of us, but for those of us who want a Telecaster or Strat that looks good, the early 90s delams tends to make the fretboard look kind of jank. I've got some cloudy frets, I've got cracks in the fretboard. If you like an aging of a guitar, it's fine, but typically even with a classic vintage style guitar, you wouldn't have a crack or delam on the fretboard at this point in its age cycle. That's all to say, I don't have a lot of tips and tricks for going to buy an American Standard. You can get good quality sounds for less than $1,000, and they all sound pretty good. It's just important that when you go and buy an American Standard, you check it out. Because one, they're usually older than dirt, they're usually beat up, and usually something like the delam is going to be an issue with it sometime in the future. You can definitely be sure that later Fender American Standards are going to hold up a little bit better than the early 90s, or when they started making them back in '87. If you want an American guitar for less than $1,000, the American Standards could be good options. Just good luck trading them. There are so many out there. It can be tough to get rid of one, even if you pick one up for yourself. Guys, I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, please consider subscribing. I make videos all the time. You You're not going to want to miss a single episode. Do you guys like the sound of my Telecaster? I know I do, but listen, it's not for everybody. I'm definitely going to end up trading this guitar sometime down the line. What would you trade a Fender American Standard for? I'd be interested to know what you guys think. And of course, hit me up on Instagram at IkeGuitar, and we'll see you soon for the next episode.